Hello everyone, it's Michael from Heavyweight Boxing, and today I'm back with another news episode. This is my second one of the series, and let's get straight into it. So the first bit of news we're looking at today is Usyk vs Takam at heavyweight has been confirmed for October the 12th in Chicago. So the fight was originally supposed to take place on May the 25th, but was cancelled or postponed, should I say, because Usyk suffered a bicep injury. But luckily, the fight is back on board and should take place on October the 12th. Also, a little bit of side information for this fight. The WBO has also made Usyk mandatory for the winner of AJ vs Ruiz. So if Usyk can get through this fight, then he will get the fight between one of those two. This is due to the fact that he was a unified cruiserweight, and there's lines in their agreement of that boxing board that if you're unified, then you get a shot and become mandatory. I'm not sure of the actual inside outs, but there you go. I think Usyk will win against Takam, but I think that would be really interesting to fight to see what level Usyk is at and whether he can kick it at the heavyweight division. But anyway, then moving on to my second bit of news. Gervonta Tank Davis does get a TKO win over Nunez in the second round. I think this was a mandatory fight that he had to take, and clearly won quite comfortably. But the more interesting bit of news which comes with this is that now Gervonta Tank Davis has been rumoured with Tevin Farmer for a unification bout. Right now, Tevin Farmer holds the IBF title, and Tank holds the WBA title. So they've been going back and forth on social media for a while now. Farmer's made it clear that he does want the fight, and I'm pretty sure Gervonta Tank Davis does as well. The only thing that's been holding it back is Floyd Mayweather, which is Gervonta's promoter, who hasn't seemed too keen on the fight. But recently, it appears that if he's been saying that if they can make it a pay-per-view fight, which I'm sure they can, that he'll be willing to let his fighter take the fight. So hopefully we get to see this fight soon. Really interesting fight. Can't call a winner just yet. I think it's a very difficult one to call, but will definitely be a very entertaining fight. Anyway, moving on to Dillian Whyte, and there's been a lot of news about Dillian Whyte recently. Unfortunately, all quite negative to do with the alleged failing of the drug tests. This bit of news here is about the WBC, who have recently announced that they could remove Dillian Whyte's mandatory status for the official WBC title if his sample B comes out positive for banned substances. So, basically the WBC waiting for a response from the Boxing Board of Control about Dillian Whyte samples, and if he has failed, or if his sample B has failed, then they will strip White of his mandatory status. And there's a few possible things they could do as a result of this. For example, they could call for a rematch between Rivas and White to fight again for the title. Or they could give Rivas the mandatory status automatically as a result of White failing the drugs test. Again, this is all alleged, and we'll have to wait and find out to see what happens with that. So, moving on, we've got a bit more of a fun topic to talk about now, and with Pacquiao's very impressive win against Keith Thurman, there has now been talks about a rematch between Pacquiao and Mayweather over social media. How much truth is in this, I don't know. Pacquiao has called Mayweather out, saying he wants him back in the ring and wants a second fight. Bob Arum has also come out saying that he thinks Manny Pacquiao would win. Obviously, let's take that with a pinch of salt. We know Bob Arum and Mayweather's history. Although, Pacquiao would definitely probably be the A-side now with his recent performances. But who knows? Very interesting fight. I'm not too bothered about it. It's a bit of a fear to fight, isn't it? A bit like the Mayweather Conor McGregor fight, but I think again I would probably tune in and watch it, and I bet they both make a lot of money. So we'll see if Manny can bait Floyd out of retirement, but we'll have to wait and see. Anyway, my final bit of news comes from Matroom, and we see that Hughie Fury has signed with Matroom very recently. So that's good news for British boxing. Hopefully we can see Hughie in some domestic clashes. I'm sure Eddie Hearn will take his time easing Fury back into the heavyweight mix. He's had a few difficult fights against Parker and Pulev, and needs to kind of rebuild his name and reputation with the British fight fans. He's been getting a lot of stick, so I expect to see him in the near future fighting the likes of Dave Allen, Lucas Brown, Tom Little, those kind of fighters, to build his confidence back up. But anyway, that was a very quick little Boxing Weekly. I hope you've enjoyed. I hope I've filled you in with all the boxing rumours and etc. And thank you for listening. Goodbye.